Hello everybody and welcome to Live from the Lab. This is the show where we talk about different technologies that Bruker has developed to help scientists around the world make new discoveries. Now today we're going to be talking about the holidays. So it's that time of year. Hopefully everybody is having a good end of that year and looking forward to the next one. Now what we decided to do though as a little bit of a special episode is we're going to use X-ray microscopy to try to look into some of these gifts that are often exchanged. And maybe we can get a little bit of a sneak peek at what might be sitting under the tree waiting for some of us. So with that, we're going to head on over to the table and check it out with Dave.
Morning,
hey,
John.
Dave.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. And yourself?
Good.
Good. So you got some big plans for the holidays?
Kind of quiet one. All the relatives and my kids are coming home for the holidays.
There we go. So it's always a great time of year to get together.
I haven't seen my son for almost a year, so looking forward to seeing him.
And as we know, at the holiday time, we are oftentimes looking at presents, huh? So we've got a few gifts here, all wrapped up, ready to go. Some of them come in very small packages. And what we did is we actually already ran these, right, on one of the XRMs.
We did.
Okay.
Actually, we ran two of them on the SkyScan 1275 and one on the 2214.
Okay, so the 1275, now that's that smaller benchtop instrument?
Right. That's the small benchtop, kind of the everyday XRM, kind of a push and go.
Okay.
It's really the easiest, you know.
So we ran
the two small ones, correct.
Okay, and then we ran the bigger one on the
2214.
2214.
That's the large one. Has the multiple detectors and is the high resolution.
Okay.
In this case, I ran it with a flat panel detector. It's a little bit larger package, and I want a little bit better detail.
Yeah.
So
and kind of get the full view.
Full view.
You could have ran this on the 1275 also,
yeah, I could have
right?
ran on the 1275.
Okay. Maybe we wouldn't have seen the whole thing.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I ran it, and I could have run it on a 1273 as well. Would have been a nice.
Okay. In that we would have captured the entirety.
Absolutely.
All right. So now in terms of resolution, we really didn't have to push the resolution too much on this.
Not at all. I ran these at fairly low resolution because I just want to see what's in. And you know, most packages we don't really need that high resolution. But you know, this is kind of fun. This is going to ruin everyone's gift exchange. But you know, this is a lot like if you had to do inspection or non-destructive testing analysis, because we will see what's inside of those without having to unwrap them.
So yeah, somebody I guess like customs or
a
shipper,
absolutely.
they might want to use something like this.
Pharmaceutical, you're marking, you know, you've got your package and it's full of your, you know, your product, and you want to see what's inside of it. Or you may be looking into manufacturing quality.
Yeah. And I think that's an important thing to note too here is like with X-ray microscopy, that ability to see inside of things, it doesn't always mean that we need the highest resolution.
No.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's great to have a high resolution, but there's also resolution for what you need.
Yeah. And what we gain back then is as those buckets, as the pixel bins get larger and larger, we're going to get better signal to noise and lower times, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So much faster scan times. Right. So maybe we should start looking at the medium one.
Yeah, the medium one. There we go.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, it's a nice little box. So here we go. So we have it up here, and so what you're looking at is kind of a fuzzy box.
Yes.
And so what we have out here on the left, John, you were asking me earlier today, is this is called the transfer function, and this is it's a graph that shows densities versus population. So this would be low density, this would be high density.
So the low density side of it, that's probably the wrapping paper.
That is correct. And in the way I scan these, you're really not going to see the wrapping paper.
Okay.
You know, as we know with XRM, that lower density materials don't absorb as well as X-rays as high density material. So that these images are going to show the high density materials over the low density materials.
So it looks like what we're then seeing already is this box. And now the corners, they look a little bit brighter. That's probably actually density, right? I mean,
a little bit of density
in the corners
and
could be higher.
densities are probably, they may have reinforcing.
Okay.
So yeah,
So a box.
It is a box.
Is it just a box, or is there something in the box?
Oh, look at that. You can see. Can you see something inside there, John?
Oh, I think I start to see something. Yeah. Through. Wow, we can actually look through the little gap. So this is an openable box.
It is an openable box, and I think if I flip it over, there's a clasp. There's a hinge on this side a little bit. There's a hinge. So let's dive into this guy. Oh.
Okay, so we're starting to see something inside now. So what you're doing is adjusting that transfer function.
Right, I'm emphasizing the high density and removing the low density material.
Okay,
there you go.
There we go. So it looks like a necklace.
Yeah, it looks like a necklace, and it looks like there's you have your chain, and there's some sort of stone here. We can't really tell what it is. I mean, it could be a sapphire, an emerald, or ruby. They're all going to look the same under XRM.
Yeah.
They're essentially all the same material.
Yeah, they're all just, a lot of those gemstones are just like sapphire or a garnet, something like that, right?
Right, yeah.
Yep. All right, well, you know what? I think we just need to open it up and make sure that this method is really working. All right, here we go.
The big reveal.
So the big reveal. Sure enough, so it does look like that, like the box that we saw before.
And interesting, we see the entire hinge.
Yeah.
But we only, on the box, you only see a little bit of it.
Right, so we could actually then see if there was some sort of a defect there.
Right.
And then if we open it up, there we go. So we've got the little necklace there. So just like what we saw in the image, now we're seeing it in real life.
Right.
All right, so good confirmation there. So let's move on to the next one. What do we think, the small or the big?
Let's go big.
Let's go big, all right. So we've got this big box, could be fairly nondescript. I have no clue. It has a little bit of a weight to it. Let's do the shake test.
No shake.
Not really any shake, so that's not going to help us. I don't know. Let's see what it says on the computer.
Okay, so we'll do the same thing again. This was on the 2214.
Okay.
So let me drop the low, start to pull in the high.
All right, we're starting to see something round.
Right, that's interesting. Oh, so we have cables, and actually what we have here, there's a USB connector, so we have electronics.
So it looks like that must be a kind of a some sort of a cable, right? Like a USB cable.
It's a USB cable, and when I got a little clip when I ran it, zoomed in. But there we go. So we have electronics, and so to me, John, that looks like earphone. That looks like speaker.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a maybe an earphone of some sort.
It's like an earphone. There's electronics. There's no wires.
No wires. So wireless.
It is
some
a
wireless earphones.
some wireless earphones. Yeah. So this would be the the electronic, the Bluetooth connector. Yeah. The charging electronics. There's the bottom port. Let me spin this guy around. There's the cable. You can actually see inside the cable.
Okay.
You can see the braided cable.
Oh wow!
There.
Yeah, you can actually see the individual wires. Huh?
Yeah.
Now, and I'm also seeing these little pads, kind of, that are likely on the case, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure what those are.
Okay. Probably a charging case, something to do with that.
Yeah, and then let me see. So I don't see a battery, but the battery is going to be fairly low density. So there it is. So I'm dropping. I'm basically re-emphasizing the low density material.
Okay.
And you can see right there. That's probably the battery. So again, you've got a little bit, contrast difference between the low and the high density. So in this case, we're able to see, there's the battery.
And if we were to use a different program like CTAN, we could actually segment these density areas a little bit better, right?
And we could do all sorts of things, pulling off. We could actually go in and dive really deep into all the various connectors. Say you had some sort of failure. We could then go in and actually look at some of the wiring bonds. We could look at, is there a problem with, anything in here. So if you were doing inspection, customer returned something, you wouldn't have to tear it apart. And I've had customers that had to, previously they were cutting pieces open destructively, and this is a nice way of doing the non-destructive analysis.
And see, if I look kind of in the upper part of those headphones, I can even see there must be some sort of a wire mesh. up near the corners, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Up
I see
here.
that too. There's probably some sort of reinforcing on the back of the earphone.
Okay.
Would be my best guess. Yeah. So here you have, and so it's so right about there. Yeah, it looks like wire mesh.
Okay.
And if we wanted to, we could add color to this and pull out different densities and pull out different features.
Yeah. So with that, I think it's time. Here you go, Dave. Why don't you open those up?
I can open this one up, John.
Yeah. Let's see what's in there. Good luck with that one, huh?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
When it's out, just tear it open. My wife is a neat package opener. I am not. I'm a ripper. Oh, I see you. That's always a good. That's always a good.
You got a white box of some sort.
There we
sure
go.
enough. So we've got some wireless headphones, and actually, what's kind of interesting here, right on the image, I can see that little mesh that we were talking about. So right there.
Oh yeah, that would be that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can actually see that.
Oh, that's the
Yeah, so that sound can come in too.
Yeah, sound can come in exactly.
So we got some headphones, and we were able to predict that. So now we got the small one, right? You know what they say, right?
Yeah.
Good things come in small package. So I think this would be the ideal one to have. I mean, here we've kind of locked up, right?
Would you trade that for that?
I don't know. That's a good question. Is it the bird in hand or
what's behind door number 3?
We've been locking up. I think, you know what? I think I'd have to go for it.
Okay.
I think, so this is kind of a meaty, not too heavy. It's kind of in the middle. Yeah, I think I would. What about you, Dave? What would you do?
I know. I'd rather go with headphones.
You would just keep the headphones.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
okay.
Let's see. Let's see who's going to have a happy holiday here.
So, John.
So what are we seeing now? Well, I'm not seeing that cool electronics.
You are not, John. You are looking at a rock.
A rock.
Or charcoal. Yeah, John.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Uh-oh. Well.
We could, I look at a lot of rocks for customers, I look at, you see...
Maybe there's something in the rock. Could you... In this software, you can actually cross-section something, right?
Sure.
So maybe there's something in this rock. Maybe it's a very special rock, like a geode or something like this, right?
Geodes are fun. I've actually done some geodes
let's see.
Let's drop a plane down.
So what you're doing now in the software is you're just going to go in and
digitally removing,
okay.
digitally making cuts.
And when we look at this isn't just an image. This is actually a three-dimensional model.
Right. Actually, no, it's a pixel cloud.
Oh, okay. So it's a pixel cloud.
Right. So in a pixel cloud, so you still have X, Y, Z, and grayscale, and they're independent. So it's stored as its own file.
Okay.
So your eye does an amazing job of picking out all this information and making a 3D structure out of it.
Okay.
The computer sees, a trillion pixels.
So in these images, there's been no assumptions going into this analysis, really. It's just we see the raw data.
We see just the raw data.
Okay. So when there's that awesome thing right in the middle of this, as you're cutting through it, right, we're gonna see something amazing pop out.
No.
Hopefully, no.
This is just a rock, John. Or a piece of charcoal, piece of. I'm not seeing the prize on the inside.
Tis the season, but.
Yeah. There's no.
All right.
There's no toy inside of your Kinder Egg, John.
I don't know about this trade. I think. I think I was at the losing end of it. Let's see here. Well, whoever wrapped it pretty well here. I don't want to break my rock, It does kind of take some of the fun out of it, I guess, of actually opening the present.
I don't know. There's always those people that just have to know ahead of time.
Oh, man. Not only is it a rock, it's a piece of coal. Oh, man. Well, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This time, I guess I'll stay warm this holiday season. All right. Well, with that, that was our 3 gifts. Let's go through now and see if we happen to have any questions that have come in on the stream. So it looks like we have a few questions that we got before. And one of the questions that we had gotten before was, how long does it take to make these kind of scans?
Depends. So it's kind of an open question. Depends on what you're looking for and how much resolution. This, excuse me, the necklace was maybe a 10-minute scan, 15-minute scan. Charcoal, again, was 15 to 20-minute scan.
Okay.
The headphones, that was probably, I think I did about a 45-minute scan on that.
Okay, so pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, by the way, and we don't get to them today, you can always email them to the email that's popping up now, live.events@broker.com. But otherwise, right now, you can go ahead and just type them on the right side of your YouTube window right now. Just type your questions in there. Another question that we had gotten had to do actually with the box. So why is it that we don't see the box, or we didn't see the wrapping paper?
And we kind of touched on that earlier. The box is basically paper, carbon, very low density.
Okay.
So X-rays, you know, a higher density material absorb X-rays more efficiently than low density material. So you'll see the high density material over the low density material. It kind of becomes almost invisible to the X-rays. And I'm doing these I'm X-raying these, you know, in the 80 to 120 kilovolt, which is a little bit too high energy for paper.
Okay.
If I wanted to do the paper, I would then drop it down to 30, 40 kilovolts.
Okay, so you drop it down a lot, then you'd be able to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like low polymer. I've done a bunch of really soft polymer work, and I'll even do that even 20 kilovolts.
All right. All right. So I guess another question that we've had before would be about things like this. Could we actually tell if this is gold, or do we just kind of get a density value?
Right. Just yeah. So XRM is more of a imaging technique. We don't get material information out of it. If you came to me and said, I have this ore, and the ore contains A, B, and C, I could probably tell you the percent differences of those, but going in ahead of time, I couldn't tell you what they were if I didn't know what they were.
So you could say that this part is more dense than that part.
Right.
And generally, like, how much of a density difference do you need?
Not much at all. If the entire sample is like 2 or 3 very similar densities, then I can tell them easily apart.
Okay.
If you have 2 or 3 similar density materials and then one very much different, then you have to either look at the high and the low together, or try to play games and tweak out the differences between the 3 close. That was kind of what we did, you know, like this one there was all different densities, but like the paper too, we couldn't see the paper and the metal from the chain.
So with that, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to wrap up the live stream. So for everybody out there, happy holidays. Have a wonderful end of this year and a great beginning to the next year. And until then, keep your signals high and your background low.